All right, we're going to talk about the metacognitive moves for my genres. This first section, excuse me, is talking about the focus on moves, and one of the big moves that I made is I didn't actually have this genre one in my first few drafts. I'm glad it was added because I kind of only had five to start off with. But most of the decisions that I made was just reading it aloud and making sure that everything that happened kind of sequentially would flow better. A lot of the moves that I made were just small things. Establishing tone was hard because at the start, excuse me, at the start you had to be really nice, and as you got more and more into it, when we talked with cats, it was much more jovial. Here, it's just more like eager, sort of. And as we come into these last few, the claims and adjustments, it's extremely hard to write really, really long emails portraying anger, but still trying to take a business approach because you might work with them in the future. So that was a bunch of moves that I made, as well as some insights that I had. So, what the hell is he listening to? All right. So for my interview, a bunch of things that I looked back at is these looks on numbers and just monetary value. I made sure to look back at my interview, especially because I told him what we were doing for the final project, and he told me kind of this exact scenario, and it happens basically every 2 weeks with him. It it's kind of astonishing because this is the process that he goes through when he gets a new client, and this is really indicative of the field that I go into. So if we go into assigned readings here, I just want to check to make sure that we're doing all right. All right. Well, really quickly, a lot of things in this claim and adjustment were really hard, but they corresponded to a lot of things. So, opening with a buffer was from chapter 9 of Thrill and Bovine, which is all about writing negative messages. Opening a buffer and was really important with this. I didn't want to go straight into anger because that would kind of destroy, just absolutely destroy the reputation with him in the future. Closing on a respectful note, which is right here, was also really important. Chapter 5's writing business messages correlated a lot with basically genres 2 and 1 here, or mostly number 2 here. It was really important to reread and go through that sort of stuff. I mean, that's about all that I have time for in such a short thing. Thanks. I guess those are some of my metacognitive moves.